Okay, excellent. Very good.
This country has ever undergone. To deny its legitimacy or frustrate its result threatens.
I'm so sorry that I had to start later than usual, but this is not my fault. Usually we start with the BBC World News. But today it's different, and sometimes it can happen that some things can go different. So this is a conversational English practice. So what we do here is we only talk. So in order to talk, you have to turn on your Skype and to give me your Skype name. And I will connect with you through Skype. Добрый вечер, все присутствующие. Это традиционный, уже 5 лет подряд, урок по английскому языку, разговорный, для вашей разговорной практики. Все, что мы здесь делаем, я не читаю лекции, я только разговариваю с вами. Пожалуйста, ваши скайпы, ваши микрофоны. Подсоединяйте, пожалуйста. Hello, this is a conversational English practice, and we only talk here. I do not give you lectures or any kind of presentations. I only talk with you. So please give me your Skype name, and we will start a conversation. Please, your Skype name or your microphone. Это разговорный урок английского языка. Вот на протяжении 5 лет, каждую пятницу в 7 вечера по Москве мы встречаемся здесь для того, чтобы говорить по-английски. Для этого вам нужно подключить свои микрофоны через Skype. Напишите, пожалуйста, свое имя в Skype, и я соединюсь с вами. Я не читаю лекции, я только с вами разговариваю. So please, give me your Skype name and we will start the class. This is a conversational English practice. So please, turn your microphones on. Okay. While we are waiting, I think that it's possible for you to listen to BBC World News. Okay.
All the people on that stage speaking in support of Brett Kavanaugh were women.
Right, exactly. You see what the strategy here is. They're trying to vouch for Brett Kavanaugh's character, because next week, if we have this hearing where Christine Blasey Ford comes up and accuses him of sexual assault, it's going to come down to who do the senators in the room and the senators who will be voting on his confirmation believe. This isn't a trial. This isn't a criminal charge. This is a lower bar because they're going to be elevating him to a lifetime appointment on the Supreme Court. And so they're trying to lay them.
Это разговорный английский вот уже 5 лет подряд. Каждую пятницу в 7 часов вечера по московскому времени мы собираемся здесь, чтобы говорить по-английски. Для этого мне нужен, естественно, микрофон. Я не читаю лекции, я только разговариваю с вами по-английски. Пожалуйста, дайте свой скайп, подключите свой микрофон, и мы начнем урок.
Brett Kavanaugh and another man were dragged her into a bedroom, and Brett Kavanaugh attempted to sexually assault her. She was able to escape. He left, and then she left the house. Didn't tell anyone about that until marriage counseling in 2012, where she was drawn out talking about this and how it affected her. And then she wrote a letter to her
Hello everybody. This is a conversational English practice class. Every week for almost 5 years now, we've been doing these classes to help you get prepared for the speaking part. Okay? Milana, good evening. So, we will start with Milana. Okay. Hello, Milana.
Hello.
And right now I will try and join with Matthew. So, okay, yeah, he's here. So, let me add him. Just hold on. Okay, hello, Matthew. I cannot hear you. Well, probably you have to put your earphones on. Can you hear me now? Hello? Hello, Matthew. Yes, I can hear you, but there is a lot of noise from your side, so from your end, so I don't think that this is a very good connection. Okay, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite okay. And you?
I'm doing good and excellent. And Milana, how about you?
I'm good too.
Okay, so what is new? Hello, people, what is new?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay, that's the end of the lesson. Nothing? That's the end of the class. It's very rude in English to say nothing. So what is new? Okay, Matthew, what is new?
I can only say that I have this news article with you, and it's the only thing that is new.
All right, Milana, how about you?
I found a course for learning structure of TOEFL.
Okay, so Milana, I think a good idea with you will be to keep on talking what we started talking the previous class. So I remember that we talked about the essay, and I just recommended you to read this essay about the video games. But you know, you started telling me that you kind of you failed the exam. So what happened with you later? What are you doing now?
I just tried to understand the structure of TOEFL.
And why do you want to take the TOEFL exam?
Honestly, it's too difficult for explanation.
All right. If it is too difficult for explanation, then what should we do?
maybe I do I like to have more communication skill, and maybe TOEFL will help me with it.
But why do you want to have it? What have you been doing recently? Are you a student of some I don't know, high educational institution, or what have you been doing lately?
Now I do nothing because my studying at university will start in October, and I'll be able to study only online in Pyatigorsk State University of International Journalism.
Online?
Yeah.
Well,
It's said just a little bit, but
okay, that doesn't matter. I understand that lots of things happen in life, but why bother? No, I don't think that life is a sad matter. Life is happy, life is good. Why are you thinking that this is sad? I don't think so. So, well, and still, can you tell a little bit more what kind of course is that online? Because I wouldn't say that I understand it. So, did you take any kind of exams to get there?
yeah, I
Okay.
took an exam of history of journalism,
Uh-huh.
and it was difficult just a little bit because I knew nothing about journalism before.
All right. So,
I don't know what will be in October, honestly, but I know that the Pyatigorsk State University started education online in 2012.
okay.
They have a lot of problems.
All right. So, and is it a paid course?
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Is it expensive?
55,000.
Per year?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can say why I will not be able to study like normal people. My parents is too old, and that's all.
Your what is too old?
My parents are too old
Oh,
for paying for my education, and that's all. That's
Milan.
why I will be not able to study like normal people.
Well, you're absolutely normal. Milan, what are you talking about? No, that's so funny. Again, Milana, you see, life is lots of doors. You know, if one door closes in front of you, it doesn't mean that something bad happened to you. It means that you will have a new door opening in front of you, and you will have new opportunities, which maybe can be much better than what you expected. So why bother? It's just like, it's life. It's what happens to me every day. And you know, if you see, many times in my life, when I started these classes online, students will tell me, when I ask them, then, and this is absolutely right, you know, I've been teaching maybe for some 40 years now, and for 40 years I've been asking the same question every student: what's new? And every student in Russia will tell me nothing. So, you know, that as I said today for the first time in my life, I said, okay, if nothing, let's finish the class, that's it. Why? Because I just want to close one door and to open another door, and that's it. So why bother? It's not a sad story that you study. Probably it will be a very good opportunity. And like you said, your parents are old. Well, that doesn't matter. I don't have parents. My parents died, so let's say that it's more sad story than yours, correct? my story is even more sad, right? Yeah, but that's okay. Matthew. So, I just going back to what you were saying. I wouldn't say that I understood. You said that the only news is coming to my class, or what did you say? Matthew, I please tell me a little bit about yourself. I haven't seen you for a week, and you say nothing happened during the week. Okay, I have my stuff to do with you. I have my teacher stuff. I know what to do during the class. But I want to know just a little bit about you. What happened to you during this week? Please tell me.
During this week, nothing happened really worth mentioning. And this is regular school routine, just to say.
Yeah, I understand. So, please, guys, if you can understand me, this is your home assignment, homework. Please, for the next class, think of some news. Okay? Yeah, please, because yeah. So if you ask me, I can, but that's no point of asking me and listening to the teacher, because that's understandable that I can and I have to speak English and so on. So I started this year. I started teaching the second grade students, the second year students, which are 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old. So it's lots of fun. It's lots of absolutely unusual behavior, lots of absolutely new things for me. Then I can tell you that probably this Sunday I will go watch the play. One of the theaters is on tour in my city. Okay. So then, what else? Well, I know that Leonti was on tour in my city this week, and some of my students attended his concert, and they, posted on Instagram the videos about this concert, and I watched that. So, it's just like, think about what happened to you during this week. You will have lots and lots of news. Yeah, probably some of this news is not interesting. I understand. But that's okay. It's just for you to start talking. All right. I will try and make you talk a little bit. Let's call it a big question. Before we start the class, big question for you today. Okay, a big question. Do you understand the word bargaining? Bargaining. I think that, I did it in the wrong way. Wrong spelling. Bargaining.
I'm afraid I don't have this word in my vocabulary.
Why? Why is that? Bargaining, like that. I'm sorry, I think that I misspelled it. Milana, do you understand the word bargaining?
No.
Wow. So
I looked it up in Yandex translation, and it says that it's something like negotiating, maybe trading.
yeah, that's correct.
Something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Very true. Very correct. So that means that, for example, you want to buy a new car. Okay. So do you often, and the person who sells the car, he offers you the price. Do you always agree immediately with the price which the seller offers you?
It's not in the tradition, and it's not very profitable approach to this.
Okay, so just answer my question, yes or no?
No.
Yeah, please, I do not understand. So do you bargain for the price of the car or for anything? Do you bargain?
I think I should bargain at least a bit.
And why is that?
It's because of maybe higher price that
Seller offers you.
the seller offered me.
Mm-hmm.
It's too, the price may be too high.
Okay.
But if it's not too high for this type object, maybe there's no bargaining, as you said.
Okay.
It's individual cases in each case.
All right. So do you know people who do not bargain at all? They always, yeah. Do you like this kind of people?
I can't say whether I like them or I dislike them, but I think that these kind of people should be quite a rich kind.
Wow.
Quite maybe not very poor, at least.
Okay, let me just go ask Milana and then I will go back to you. Just let me write down the question which I'm thinking to ask you. So, Milana, did you understand the word bargain?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you like bargaining?
As for me, I suppose that I'll be too shy and I can't bargain at all. In real life, maybe.
All right. And why is that? You said you're shy, so that probably the person who is selling something to you, so he will make a lot of money on you, correct?
Yeah.
Is it good?
No.
All right.
For this person, yes.
Oh. All right. Okay, Matthew, the question to you. For example, you bought something in the store, but when you come home, you realize that the thing is not that good and is not up to your standards. So, can you take it back to the store and to ask to reimburse, to refund for this? Can you do that?
I think it depends on the type of goods you bought.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some maybe legally stated times, legally stated periods of time in which it is possible to refund. So certain kinds of things.
Okay. Let's think about something very specific. Can you give an example of a specific thing which you returned back to the store last time?
No, because I've never returned anything to the store. Maybe I returned one, but it was not because of my high standards, but because of improper. It wasn't working after a few days.
Okay.
In fact, and I had found this.
Okay. So what was that?
An electronic book.
Okay. They're like Kindle.
I just used the warranty and
Okay. When you say e-book, is it like Kindle? Do you know Kindle? Yeah. All right. Good. So, yeah. All right.
a little cheaper.
Yeah, I understand. Milana, how about you? Is it possible for you to return the thing which you bought in the store back to the store?
Could you repeat the question?
If you bought something in a store which you do not like, have you ever returned it back, brought it back to the store?
I don't do it.
You never did it like that?
Yeah, I have never done it. Only my mom.
Yeah, okay. So what did your mom do? Okay, what did your mom do? What did she return?
Honestly, I didn't remember really, but some days ago I wanted to return a sport bottle, but when I started to use it and I understood that I like this sport bottle and I didn't do it.
What is that? I don't understand. What kind of a bottle?
Sport bottle.
And what is that? Can you type it?
Yeah.
Please do. All right, so right now we are ready to go to the topic of the discussion. So we started a couple of classes before. We started talking about the description of a person. And you know that description is really important for your exams, for your speaking part. So what I mean here is sports bottle. I don't know, what is that? Can you explain it? What is that? Sports bottle. I never heard about that.
Okay, I will send a picture.
Yeah, I'm trying to have a picture. Sports bottle. So is it kind of a
Honestly, I didn't know this word in English, but I realized that I translated correct.
Yeah, and what is it for? Is it a deodorant, like you know, a spray or body spray?
I will send a picture.
Okay, please do. Yeah, so you see, I will learn something new today. All right. Let's have a picture. Bottle sport. But What is it for? Bottle sport. So it's not sports bottle, it's bottle sport, okay? What is it for?
It's just bottle when you use it many times.
Oh, okay.
Usual bottle, as I remember, you will not able to use many times because it's will make maybe some harm to your health.
Okay. All right. And so you said that you returned it back to the store?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, so going back to this description. Yeah, first of all, you know that I just wanted to remind you that, hold on, it's just like, let's see. When we talked the previous class, and the previous class was digital literacy. So I just recommend you this lecture from Cambridge University. And this lady will tell you a lot about digital literacy. And I loved her talk, I loved her presentation. So it's just like if you want to cover the topic and understand how to properly answer the question about digital literacy, so please watch this presentation, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's my page in VK. I think that you know this page, right? Which is emphasized English. You know this, right? Correct? Do you know my page? Milana. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
So do you know my page in VK, in Contact?
Yes.
Okay, good. So right now you know where to, okay. And what we do today is, so first of all, we talked about the identity theft. So the first question is, if you remember what identity theft is. Nail, if you want to join our conversation, you have to give your Skype name, and you will join us in no time, immediately. Just type your Skype name in chat section, and we will start talking with you. So, just for you to remember what we talked about, identity theft. Identity theft. What is that? Matthew, Milana, whatever, who wants to start talking? What is that?
I can suppose that identity theft is a person who steals another person's ID, maybe some documents, passports, and copies them and uses them in some maybe non quite legal ways.
Yeah. Do you remember this story that happened in Cape Town Airport, which we read several? So what was this story about? Just for maybe Milana was not present during this class, so you can share this story with her, please.
In
In short, it was about a man who lived in, if I had not mistaken, in England, and he's come to South African Republic and found that he is wanted by the police for some crime.
Right.
But he didn't perform any of these crimes, and after further investigation, it was relieved that somebody used his identity.
Yeah, he didn't commit any crime. Okay, very good. So, Milana, do you understand what identity theft is? It's just like, it's just like Matthew said. So, or somebody can just go to the garbage bin and find pieces of your receipts, and on these receipts find your information and then steal money from your credit card. Okay? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so now you know what identity theft is. So here you have questions. What precautions do you take to make sure nobody steals your identity? What is precaution? Yeah, you can say it in Russian. I know that this is a difficult word. So what is a precaution? Okay, I will just give you the translation. So,
Precaution is some предосторожность.
yeah, absolutely. So, what precautions do you take in order to not to make somebody in order to make sure that nobody steals your identity? What precautions?
I usually try to make the papers which contain my name and surname, and which I have to throw away, make them unreadable, and maybe split them into pieces and hide my written name at this piece of paper.
Okay, Milana, how about you?
Maybe people have to I don't know.
All right. You know that sometimes it's it's just like everyday life. Has your page in VKontakte ever been hacked by somebody? Milana?
No.
Never.
Never.
Well, in my life, it happened, I think, maybe 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just like your friends will start giving you phone calls and telling you that you are sending spam to their accounts, to their messages, personal messages, and so on. And why it can happen? Because you know that you have very specific rules about your identity theft. So that means that, for example, you have to have a very specific password. And you have to change your password, let's say, at the very least, every half a year. Otherwise, people can very easily hack your account. Just think about that. You can, if you know that. Okay, let's do it just for you to understand that this is so easy. Okay, I will type here in Yandex. I will type. So you see, if I go like that, I will see videos that will give you step by step how to do that. It's just one of the examples. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is why I'm telling you, you have to be very, very careful. And you know, when you say it never happened to me, probably you don't know. So that is why you have to be very careful about your identity. Okay, another question. What should happen to someone who steals another person's identity? What do you think? It's just like, again, let's take this very simple example, like your page in VK. Somebody hacked your page. What should be done to this person?
Maybe he or she wants to know something about this person.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And like, you know, husband wants to know about his wife. Wife wants to know about his husband. Yeah, I understand. That's a very common thing. Correct. Absolutely true. But the question is, what should happen to this person who steals another person's identity? What do you think? What kind of punishment, or just what do you think? What should happen to this person?
Maybe some kind of fine.
Oh, what kind of fine? Because, you know, again, Matthew, has it happened to you?
No.
Wow.
Maybe because I'm not so active on social networks.
Okay, but yeah, I understand. You are not so active on social networks. You are not so active in your bank accounts. You are not so active in your, let's say, identity accounts, which we have. Yeah, but you see, right now, for example, you are 16 years old. And Milana, I think that she's 17, right? Milana?
18.
18, okay, sorry, 18 years old. So, right now, that means that Milana can have your own bank account, and if you do not take any measures, any precautions to make sure that nobody steals your identity, so just think about that it's possible to hack your bank account.
Okay, I have bank account, but I don't use it.
All right. Yeah, I understand. I understand. So you see, yeah. Yeah, maybe in a year or maybe in 2 years you will start using that. Okay. So you're not active on social networks. You do not use any accounts. So everything is just good in your life. Yeah, I envy you. I'm so jealous of your life. Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, again, I think that if you just ask me, as I said, this happened to me, and believe me, the most terrible thing is that nothing happened to the person who hacked my account. Nothing happened, just nothing, and I was very much surprised about that. I even tried to write to this technical support or whatever you call it, and they said we can do nothing. So just be careful about that. All right. Now we'll talk a little bit about grammar, and you know that you like grammar, and this is a very easy grammar. So. Matthew, will you please read the task and do the first sentence.
Look at these extracts from the text on page 30. Choose the correct verb forms.
Yeah, I don't think that we need the extracts, but Matthew, you remember this text, and Milana, we just tried to tell you a little bit about this text. So the exercise is very easy, just like I want you to talk a little bit. Okay, Matthew, will you do the first sentence?
More and more people are shopping online or buy a home these days.
So, Milana, do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
And why is that? Yeah, I can ask Matthew. Matthew, why have you chosen people shop? People are shopping, but not people shop.
Because this is action that repeats many times and is already usual, and it repeats many times in some kind continuously.
I don't agree. Milana, what do you think? Okay, if you go to grammar reference of this book, I can send you the link later. You will read that if you have these days, then you should choose present continuous, and that is why are shopping. These days. The meaning is now. Okay, Milana, the second, the sentence B.
Identity theft. Booms is booming, and for those affected by it, the consequences are often catastrophic.
Okay, so is it booms or is booming?
Booms.
Why do you think so? Matthew, do you agree?
Is booming because it happens in the time speaking literally.
Okay. Milana, what do you think?
These days too.
Milana, what do you think?
I didn't read text, but as I understand that it's present simple, maybe.
Okay, so
I suppose that it's present simple because I can see report often.
Often, the consequences are often catastrophic. But you see, this is the context. The context here is that the identity theft is booming now. The meaning is that the consequences, that's correct, are often catastrophic, but the identity theft was not that popular, was not that around, maybe several years before. So it is understandable from our time that it wasn't so popular maybe some 10 years before, or maybe 15, 20 years before, when we didn't have the internet. Right now, it is booming. So that is why this is the context. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Matthew, next one, please.
Every time people buy or sell goods, individuals provide information about themselves on paper.
Yeah, so you see, and what is that? You know that in exercise 2, you have the explanation of the which is taken from the grammar reference. So is it the case of current trends or temporary ongoing actions or habitual actions or facts that are always true?
No, the facts that are always true.
Well, I think that this is habitual actions, because you know, facts that are every time people buy or are buying or selling or sell goods. So I don't think that many years ago individuals provided information about themselves on paper. Yeah, that's my point of view. Okay, Milana, next one.
Receipts, invoices, and bills are containing personal information.
So receipts. What is a receipt? Yeah, well, you can say it in Russian. Matthew, what is a receipt?
Receipt is
Receipt.
no.
No.
Receipt is something we call like a check
Yeah.
in Russian, but it's not a check in English.
Yeah, but the meaning is that, for example, Milana, after you bought something in Magnet and you are in the cash in the checkout and the cash register, they usually give you a receipt for everything which you purchased, for everything which you bought. In Russian, it is called a check. Okay?
I knew this word, honestly.
What is that?
I knew this word.
Okay, yeah, good. And how about invoice?
I don't know invoice, but I know bills.
Yeah, what is bills?
Short.
Where? For example?
Maybe in cafes or restaurants.
Yeah, absolutely correct. In cafes or restaurants, right. And Matthew, do you know the word invoice?
Invoice, I do not know this word.
Okay, let me explain it to you. So, invoice is when you are a business. You see, it's not only you are an individual. You are a business, you are a company. And you buy a list of items from some store, and you buy it, you know, through the bank. So what we usually do is we send the invoice to the company, or, you know, that, for example, I am a translator and I translated for some company. And then I send them the invoice where I put down the sum of money which they owe me, which they have to pay me for my job, for the work which I did. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand that is something close to price list.
No, it's not a price list. It's not a price list. No, it's just like, okay, I will give you the answer in Russian, but Milana, do you understand me?
Yes.
Can you think of a good Russian word for invoice? Okay, yeah, I understand. See, you people just like in kind of a how can I say, kind of an unreal world. Yeah, I don't know why is that. So invoice is товарная накладная. See, it's just as I said again. If I did some job, how can I receive money? I have to send my invoice, where I will put how many hours I worked or how many pages I translated for this company and how much money they owe me. I will send this document for this company, and only because of this document, the company will pay me back. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, good, excellent. So And of course, that means that receipts, invoices, and bills, they always, that's facts that are always true, contain personal information. Okay, and Matthew. Yeah, just read sentence E.
Please, what? Repeat you.
Will you please read sentence E, the next sentence?
Yeah. Today, sophisticated criminals use computer software packages to hack into the systems for banks.
Yeah, right. So why have you used the use button but not are using?
Because these are habitual actions for them.
Okay, very good. Yeah, thank you so much. You just refreshed, revised a little bit about the present simple and present continuous. And could you please comment a little bit on the difference in the meaning of between these two sentences? I live in Madrid and I'm living in Madrid. So, what's the difference in meaning in these sentences? Milana, do you understand that?
I'm in Madrid. It means that you are living right now in Madrid.
Okay, let me be more specific. So if I ask you, what is the correct way to ask you? Do you live in Russia or are you living in Russia? So what is?
I live in Russia.
So what is the correct way to ask you? Do you live in Russia or are you living in Russia?
Do you live in Russia?
But sometimes it is possible for me to ask you, are you living in Russia? And when can I ask you? Or, you know, for example, okay, let it be about Russia. Matthew, when can I ask you, are you living in Russia?
I am living in Russia now, which is your place where you physically is.
Now, so you see, Milana is absolutely correct when she said that she lives, and the correct question is, do you live in Russia? And here also, the person who lives in Madrid, he lives in Madrid all his life or permanently or whatever you call it. But you know that if you just left for the United States of America for permanent residence there, for permanent living there, and then you came back to Russia, you can say, I'm living in Russia now.
Yeah, it's after some another residence.
Yeah, okay. But that's it for today. Any questions, any comments, any observations for the class? Do you want to say something?
Thanks a lot for the lesson. I have never heard about so using present continuous.
And
I like never a lot.
And identity theft. Okay, if you want to, I can provide you the link to the book because I love the book. This is called FC Masterclass. It's just a book for you to learn in English. Okay, and anybody present, and Nail, so sorry that I haven't joined you because, you know, we've been talking next class, next Friday. Just come visit with us and we will be more than happy. Okay. If you want to share your comments or observations about the class, just go to my page and here you have the reviews about my classes, отзывы о моих уроках. You can write something if you want to. Okay, if you do not have any questions, so that's it for today. It's been a pleasure talking with you and hopefully I will see you next class, okay?
Okay.
So bye for now.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for the lesson.
It's been my pleasure, as always.